The 2015 season I thought was a bit of a challenge. We knew that we had lost 6 starters. We had a lot of incoming freshmen. We had a lot of players, obviously, that had not competed a lot. I thought we had a lot of talent, but it was untested talent. So as we went through our preseason, we had scheduled tough to set up ourselves for a good RPI. And what wound up happening was we had 3 projected starters that weren't able to contribute. And as a result, we wound up 1-11 in non-con. And then we knew that we would do well, or thought we'd do well in conference. And then going to 7-9, I thought was a little under what we had hoped, but I think it's a realistic result for this team. I think we had 3 or 4 5-set matches. 2 of them I thought we could have won, so it could have been the other way, 9-7. But overall, I think it was a rebuilding year. I thought the girls did a very good job of handling themselves emotionally with the amount of changes that we were doing. We went from a pretty complex system, and we got into a system that was a little bit more simplified or simple, and which helped the team quite a bit. And I thought they handled that transition very well. You know, they were fighting through the end, and when we come out of a non-con schedule 1-11, it's for some of them it was tough to kind of keep up the spirits and keep up the fight and things like that. But I thought overall the girls did a wonderful job with that. Well, again, I think the Big West is a tough conference. We have 4 or 5 NCAA champions in our conference. I think it's probably 8th or 9th strongest conference in the nation. And I thought we have a lot of talent on this team. And we only lose 2 players, and we come in with potentially 2 medical red shirts and then 4 signed players. So we come in with 6 new players. So we lose 2 and get 6. I think there's a lot of depth to our position next year as there was this year. So I'm very optimistic about what's going to happen in the future. And next year I think we'll be good, and 2 and 3 years from now I think we'll be very good. Well, the challenges that we had, you know, the 2 at the end, even though they're, again, I have a lot of respect for everybody in our conference, but Riverside is struggling as of late and Fullerton not winning. I thought those were emotional wins for us. And, you know, there's how we started our conference, I thought was very good. We dominated Irvine and Santa Barbara, or Cal Poly, Santa Barbara, Davis, yeah, those 2. We were playing extremely well at the start of the season, and I think that was a little bit of the reset for the players from 11-1 in non-con to being 0-0 in conference. So we did get a very good reset for the early part of the season. CC has been a dominating net player for us for 4 years. She's always had that talent. She has the ability to terminate the ball, and in volleyball you have to have that ability to be successful. She brought that all 4 years, once as a right side player and 3 years as a left side player. Her skill set expanded with the advent of sand volleyball. She wasn't able to display those as much as she was or on the court, because there was players that were better than her in the back court. But again, the skill set was developed, and she was quite a good volleyball player by the time she left, or is now done. Alia has been a terrific player for us. She's been I think a DS or starter for us all 4 years. Very calming player. The players around her trust her a lot. She has great ball control skills, which lends itself more to the catalyst type of player, where it keeps things together. You know, and again, her teammates had a lot of respect for her. Yeah, we again, not returning 6 or 7 starters from last year. Everybody is basically new to the lineup, with the exception, I think, of CC, and then Katie became the libero. She was a DS for us last year. Alia was a DS all 4 years that she played. Everything else was new, and that was part of the learning curves for this team. Is I think all of those players have talent, but again, it was untested. So as we started to put the team together, we were moving players around a little bit and trying to execute a system that had worked with our previous players, which had a lot more experience at it. And we found that that was difficult to do based on the complexity of the system. So we reverted back to what we call old school. Was a little more simple, which allowed us to steady out a little bit more, and you didn't see quite the amount of errors as we did early in a season with the more complex system. So I think the change was a positive change, and all those new players were terrific throughout the season.